Hey everyone, welcome back to another video on my channel. So today I am prepping my nails and it's a little bit different because I'm prepping my nails with my non-dominant hand. So if I look a little bit all over the place and a little bit wobbly, that will be why. But I thought it would still be interesting and still be cool for me to film how I do my opposite hand and just show that it is pretty easy still to do. It just looks a little bit funny to watch on camera, definitely. So I am doing my nails. I'm starting off with taking the length down and I'm using navy BERYL to just cut that length down. I'm wanting to go for a short square vibe, so taking the length down with the cutters is a little bit quicker than sitting there filing them all down. And another thing you might notice is that I've left this whole video in real time to show you exactly how I work, how long it takes me to prep my nails and that kind of thing. So I hope that's helpful for you guys as well. So going in with DORIS now, I'm using this to gently push back all the dead skin and lift up the cuticle and all that keratin. You can see it start lifting off of the nail plate. And obviously bear in mind, again, this is using my non-dominant hand, so I'm holding the tools slightly differently to how I would if I was working on a client with my other hand. So yeah, bear that in mind. It's slightly wobbly with my hand, but that is because I'm using my non-dominant hand. How many times can I say that? Anyway, so going back into the tutorial, prepping the nails, so I'm just pushing back very lightly. The key with all the navy tools is to be very light-handed. Let the tools do the work for you. Although it can translate differently on camera, it may look like I'm putting a lot of pressure down, but that is definitely not the case. I'm just resting the tool down onto the nail plate and lightly pushing back, and that is what the nails look like after DORIS. If you've seen me prep nails before and you've seen my routine, you'll know that I kind of use DORIS to exfoliate the nail plate, get rid of all that dead keratinized tissue that's riding on the nail plate, and I kind of use it in really light circular motions. I can't quite do that with my non-dominant hand, so I do more light pushing motions. But yeah, there's the kind of difference in how I would hold it with my two hands. So next up we've got ETHEL. This is what I use to go down the side walls, so get rid of all that tissue and dead keratinized tissue and cuticle that is built up down the side walls, and you can see it's just getting loads of it out. Again, we're just using ETHEL super lightly. This is the exact prep routine that I use on all my clients, and this is my prep routine that I've used for well over a year now, and I just love it. Nothing compares. I just find it works perfectly for me. And if I'm doing a set of gel nails, gel polish, a gel overlay, polygel, acrylic, this is my same prep routine. So I would do this same steps for every system that I'd be using. But yeah, let me know down below, guys, what you think of the whole real-time speed thing. I thought I'd give it a go for this video and see what you guys think. Once I'm done with ETHEL, I like to go in and give them a good scrub off, get rid of all that lifted skin that I've already got up with DORIS and ETHEL, and check them out, see where we're at, see how much dead skin has been lifted, and see where needs a little bit more work. So this is the point where I would go in with Martha. She is my favourite. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll know that I love Martha. I can't live without her in my prep routine, and you'll see why. She is literally the best at scooping out the last little bits that are hiding away in all the nooks and crannies. She just gets in there and finds them and just really gently just scoops them out. If you're a beginner, I would definitely recommend getting your hands on Martha. If you're just starting out with nails and looking into prep, and you're looking at these tools thinking, oh, they look really good, they'd work for me, or I want to give them a go, I probably recommend getting yourself DORIS and Martha to start with. I just find Martha is a really good tool to use if you're a beginner and you're a little bit apprehensive of using ETHEL, because obviously it is more of a straight-edged tool, slightly more difficult to get the hang of using. I would definitely recommend getting yourself Martha. She is great, super gentle, you can't go wrong with her. She's really easy to use, and yeah, she's literally my favourite. I use it for my prep, and then throughout, if I see a little bit of extra skin when I'm doing my gel polish application or anything, I then go back in with Martha and just scoop it away. She is the best. Next up, I go in with nippers. These are KATEY nippers from NavyProTools. So these are the 4mm blade nippers. They are absolutely fabulous, and the key with nipping, and what I always like to say, is just cut the dead tissue. So you can really clearly see here all the dead keratinized dead cuticle is what you want to be nipping away, and that is the white skin. So you can really clearly see there the little bits of white skin sticking out, and you can see a tiny little rim around the cuticle area, and you want to trim away all that white skin. That is how you know what to cut and what not to. You don't want to be touching any of that living tissue. You don't want to, you just want to stay clear of it. Just cut the dead tissue. No over nipping needed. So that's what I'm doing now. I'm just going around and getting rid of all of that dead tissue. This is the nail that builds up a lot for me, because this is where all my files and brushes rest. So yeah, this nail definitely builds up a lot of hard skin and a lot of dryness, so this is definitely a crusty one for sure, but I love it. It's so satisfying, especially when you get a smooth, clean like that. How satisfying is that? I hope it's not just me that finds it satisfying. I'm literally obsessed. It's so satisfying. Look at it, look at it. It's so great. I obviously found it very satisfying when I was filming this. But yeah, so I go in with nippers now, so be super careful. I know nippers can be quite scary, but just use them to nip away any white non-living tissue, and then you'll be absolutely fine. Just stay clear of all the living tissue, all the pink skin. We just don't want to touch it. You're only cutting the dead tissue. Don't know how many times I can say that, but yeah, that is the trick with using nippers. And just go slow and be careful. There's no need to rush. Once I've finished all that, then I go in with filing. So this is a natural nail file. I'm using the 220 grit side, and I'm just going in and doing my shaping. So I normally do the free edge first and give that a little file, and whatever I do to one side I do to the other. So I'm filing left, filing right, and then going back on the end, and I'm just basically going backwards and forwards on each nail. I also like to turn my hand around and have a look at it from the different angle to make sure it's nice and straight, because I always feel like your nails look different from different angles. So if you're struggling with shaping, definitely make sure you're looking at your client's nails or your own nails from different angles to make sure the shaping is right. But yeah, this is a nice and simple square shape, so I'm just going straight along the edge and down the sides, slightly tapering it in so they don't flare out, and I'm just making sure I check properly of my shaping, and I'm going to do that to all the nails. So on my thumbnail I have to be a little bit careful because my hypernychium comes up quite far. You can actually see it if I turn it around here. You can see that it comes right up to the top of the free edge, so I can't actually take the length down much more without it becoming really sensitive and me just causing a lot of pain by hitting that hypernychium area. If you don't know what hypernychium is, Google it, you'll see what I mean. Everyone has them. Mine come up quite high, so they're very sensitive if I file down towards them too much. So after filing and shaping, I'm just going to go back over and scrub over all my nails to remove all of the dust, and then I'm going to move on to buffing. This buffer is from Biosculpture. I love it. It's a hygiene board, so you can actually peel those two buffer pads off. So it's a different grit either side, and then you can peel the actual pads off here. So it's really hygienic. You can clean it and clean the actual wand bit and take the pads off between each client. It's quite cool, quite nifty. So it is a new pad, so I'm just buffing over the edges, just scoring the new file because I don't want to cut myself or anything like that. And going in with my buffing routine. So I'm very lightly, we're just buffing to remove the shine. We're not etching the nail plate, there's no need for anything like that, just a light buff to remove the shine. And I go from left to right to get down those free edge, and then I carefully swoop down each side, making sure I'm getting right down in those side walls. You can kind of see I'm going from left to right, making sure I'm getting right down both the edges and making sure I've got that free edge. Then I flip the buffer around and I use it against the cuticle and go up and down and get really into those nooks and crannies and use it vertically to make sure I'm getting right in, removing any last bits of dead skin and just getting any last bits around the cuticle area nice and buffed and the shine removed, so that is ready to go in with gel polish application. And now I'm done with all the filing and buffing. I'm just going over one last time and scrubbing over those nails. And I'm going in with some NavyProTools Cuticle Balm just to hydrate, as I'm not going straight in with polish. I'm just going to add some balm on there, or cuticle oil, whatever you've got, just to rehydrate my cuticle area and my fingers, and also the nail plate, just get them nice and hydrated. So I just use a cotton bud for that, for hygiene, so you're not cross-contaminating between other clients' hands and stuff like that. And then I give it a good old rub in, just get that all over the nail plate. If I was going straight on to doing the client's or my own gel polish manicure or acrylic or whatever, I wouldn't put this on right now. I wouldn't put cuticle oil or balm on. This is only if I was not putting polish on after. And for this video I was finishing it off here, so I wasn't putting gel polish on, so I thought I would just really nicely hydrate the skin and my nails and just give myself a little natural manicure. And what I like to do if I'm not adding polish on after is just go in with a dry lint wipe and wipe over, remove any excess oil or balm so that they're nice and shiny but not greasy or anything like that. And this is the finished result. I really hope this was helpful and helped some of you guys out. If you have any questions, just let me know down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!